Thank you. Thank you both. Good evening. Thank you for being patient as we transition from executive to public session. If you could please join us in the pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Just please remain standing as we observe a moment of silence for the passing of Center Ridge's employee, Kathy Farrar.
So on January 1st, Kathy Farrar passed away. Kathy came to us as a monitor when her grandchildren started kindergarten in 2011. She worked for many years in the elementary school and most recently in the middle school. Kathy's described as just like that kind of hands-on monitor that knew every kid, chatted with every kid, and was the type of person that you didn't get away with anything in the cafeteria when she was on duty. So doing so in a nurturing and loving way. So she will certainly be missed in Center Ridge, just a moment of silence for Kathy.
Thank you. That brings us to the superintendent's report.
Okay. Well, as you know, we've had a bond that was unsuccessful in November. Since that time, we've met several times with our bond committee. We also sought feedback from our community. And so we are here today when the doctor will be presenting a proposal for the board to consider for a bond revote that will take place later in the summer.
So, if you all may recall, back after the vote took place, we did a thought exchange. We sent out a mailer to the entire community to ask for feedback on the actual bond that we had recently had, just to get an understanding of why people did not approve it and those that voted yes, what they supported in the bond. So as a result of that and review of that with the bond committee, we reshifted our focus to primarily on the health and safety for all students, staff, and faculty, as well as the aging infrastructure beyond our useful life within the district. So the project has been revised. We took that list that we had of $44 million and said, okay, now let's take all of those items and break them into further categories. What is immediate need infrastructurally? What's potential future capital outlay work? Those are the $100,000 projects we do through the general fund budget. What can we try to get done in the general fund budget each year? What can we use the capital reserve for that we have $1.5 million in currently? And what is potentially future capital bond work? So then once we have that broken out into those categories, we further broke it down to what's aidable, what's not, how are things aided, to kind of dive into it a little bit further based on the thought exchange information we got. So now the revised proposal contains immediate infrastructure needs that we have to maintain the health and safety in the buildings for our students and staff. So those projects, a much more condensed list, are the sidewalks and asphalt here in Huey, the American Disabilities Act compliance, which is mandatory under the state regulations. Any capital bonds that you do, you must make sure everything is up to current code with APA. We have some security upgrades in there which are needed within the building, the boiler replacements from 1978, as well as the crawl space abatement. At the middle school, high school, a larger piece of property, 2 buildings in one, the sidewalk asphalts. With that, we have cut out the front loop and just focused on the back of the building, as that is in the area of most need. The auditorium renovation, the roof replacement, boiler and storage tank replacement again from 1973, security upgrades in that building as well. Interior renovations that relate to the health and safety, so where we're having windows leaking into the building, have those window and wall replacements done as well, and the outdoor track, which is a safety concern. So our proposal to the board tonight is to hold a vote again on March 19th in a couple months. Again, at Plain Huey in the Main Street Gym from our regular polling hours of 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. The timeline does get shifted as a result of a later vote. We have also a smaller project list, so it would not take 4 to 5 years to complete the projects. We're looking at 2, maybe 3, depending on the timeline of their SED review. Currently, they are backed up up there, so we are anticipating more on the 3-year side, but anything could change if they get more architects in-house at SCD. The start date of the projects would not be until probably late winter 2025 of next year. We most likely will not have permits in hand to start any work in July if we have a successful vote in March. All these projects that are on the list are aidable at 78%, which equates to the 22 cents on the dollar for all projects to be complete.
So not return, it's actually 78% return,
Sorry.
22 cents on the dollar cost to the community.
Yes, I will fix that.
We'll correct that before it's posted.
And we will do a further in-depth analysis of the taxpayer impact as we did on the last one. Our current rough estimate is about $200 on the average taxpayer at the conclusion of all projects. So where we did have that tax calculation up, we will do the same thing again. We're working with our fiscal advisors. We just didn't want to engage with them until we made sure that we were moving forward with this. We are looking at doing a community forum on March 13th prior to the vote, hosting it again. And in conversation based on the phone exchange, some community feedback, as well as the bond committee, we will make that a virtual option as well, to hopefully gain more participants in that forum. We will do a bond brochure again, highlighting the items that we are proposing and post tax calculators. We do want to thank, though, the bond committee. They have been working diligently over the past year and a half on this project. They worked very hard on the $44 million. They came back to the drawing board very quickly as soon as that vote was not successful. We've had multiple meetings since then. So just want to thank that group of people that have been coming forward and helping to develop these proposals, revise the list, and bringing us the feedback from the community. And that's all we have. Questions from the board?
I just have one question. Anything to bring things up to EDI compliance? Are there any grants available to do that? The American Disability Act type of grant?
Not that we're aware of. If you're doing a bond, it has to be within the bond. And so the ADA compliant piece in Clayton Huey is the fire suppression system. It has to, it's not compatible. Students of deaf and blind.
So you need the strobes, you need the sound.
Assessment. So that's what that project is in that building. It's up to code that from the existing. It's just once you do any projects, you have to now bring it up to the new code.
Because of low epilepsy seizures.
Yes.
Okay.
Any other questions?
The legal notice that we're supposed to be having the vote is 529 in the White Building, so we're just gonna make that correction.
Oh,
We're gonna change the.
yes. So the legal notice, the board is adopting the legal notice. We can make minor changes to that notice as per council, both bond council and legal counsel have spoken already and reviewed these things. The other piece of this legal notice under new law requires 30-day in advance voting.
Early mail. Early mail voting. It's the same time period as absentee voting. Essentially an identical process, except you can vote for any reason, not just because you're absent from this one.
So that's new law that just.
Everyone good?
I
don't think you're
Are you good with the bond revote? Yeah. Christina? You have questions about
No.
Okay, you're good. Okay.
Good, thank you.
You're welcome. So that brings us to questions and comments regarding tonight's agenda only. So if you have anything about tonight's agenda and you want to ask questions, we do ask that there's a signer over there that you can sign up.
Thank you.
We do have a time for public remark at the end, which is about anything, but this first one is specifically about the agenda. Financial reports, be it resolved, that the Board of Education, upon the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, accepts the following financial reports. Internal claims audit report, December 2023. Student activity treasurer's report, November 2023. Treasurer's report, November 2023. Budget transfer number 10. Motion?
Yes.
Second.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor? Yes. Motion carries unanimously. Consent agenda approval. Be it resolved, a motion to approve the consent agenda items 8A through 13A. Motion.
Motion.
Second. Discussion.
So in the consent agenda, there are two retirements. One we have here with us, Ms. Jean Lanham. And so I'd just like to recognize John Sullivan and Jean Lanham for their service to Center Schools. John Sullivan began as a part-time custodian in 2010, and started full-time in 2012, and has been with us since. And so we wish Mr. Sullivan well in his retirement. Ms. Lanham, on the other hand, she started as a part-time clerk in 1996, so Jean has been with us for quite some time. And we thank you for your service. Most recently, Jean has been in the athletic office since 2016. Jean has served as a multicultural club advisor, is always at the prom, and as a dance chaperone. And most notably, I think personally, is known for doing an outstanding job singing the national anthem. Ms. Lady Jean, congratulations on your retirement, and
Congratulations.
thank you for your service to the Center Schools.
And congratulations to John as well. All in favor?
Yes.
Yes, motion carries unanimously. I think I'm reading this right. That brings us to general public comments. Just fill out the information in the book. Okay. So if you want to speak first, and then short out.
So, President of Senator Richards, so, Ms. Laughlin, thank you first of all for, summarizing the, proposed bond vote, revote. I'm not sure, did I miss it, or is there an estimate of what the total construction?
I'm sorry, yes, no, it's not in there. It's about 13, just under 14 million.
Okay,
Yes, it's 13.9, it's in the legal notice.
Yes, it's in the rules.
and I'm assuming it wouldn't be phased as was proposed with the first.
It will be, so we'll break that down further in future presentations. We just didn't get to that point.
Fair enough.
To make sure that the board agreed with us, we did propose it also at our last meeting in presentation form. So now what we'll do is sit with the architects again and put it into the phases of the next 2 years, so that then our financial advisors can go through and cost it out for us.
Okay.
And come up with the taxpayer impact.
And then just a quick follow-up, I know it's a little bit early in the process, but I'm assuming since the proposal has to be a year or two later than the original proposal, it would have to more than likely be some cost escalations for the projects that are being proposed, right?
Those are included.
No, you are?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Thank you, I
Yep,
appreciate it.
no problem.
Thank you. Good. Okay. Our next Board of Education meeting is a public hearing on real property tax law and budget workshop. Only, workshop number 1, that'll be Wednesday, January 24th. Exec session 6. Public at approximately 7, right here in the district office. We are going to motion into executive session to discuss any litigation, personnel, and matter with our lawyers. And when we come out of exec, we are not going to take any action. We're just going to go on. So, motion.
Motion.
Second. Discussion. All in favor?
Yes.
Motion carries unanimously. Thank you.